function called SUMIF.
Okay.
And basically we'll be talking about two of them actually. So it's SUMIF and SUMIFs. So basically it's the same thing as sum plus if, sum plus ifs. You know what the ifs does. So the if returns for if you have a logical statement or a logical test, you have value if true, then value if false.
Yes.
And for the um, for this ifs is a logical test. So you have multiple logical tests. So logical test value if true. You have logical test one, value if test one. So you're only returning value if true. If true, then I'll say one. Then I'll say dot dot dot. So basically that's the ifs. And you are adding the sum based on we are doing the initial reason for the sum if is because of the sum. You want to do a sum based on condition. So basically I would then say that if you are doing a sum based on, so this will be a sum based on one condition. So sum if will be summing, so or this summation. Yeah, let me do summation. Summation. How do I spell summation again? Poverty. Let me say summing since my English is not
Summation.
so strong. It's not so strong. It's summing based on a criteria. Or let's say one criteria if you want to put a number to it.
Yeah.
Then the sum is summing based on multiple criteria. For instance, you see criteria.
E-R-I-A.
Now, so you see, for instance, let's say you want to know the sum of all bottled water. And what kind of bottled water do you guys drink there? Or let's say the sum of all chocolate bars
Aquaville. Aqua
oh,
water.
okay, interesting. Oh, okay. So let's say you want to know the sum of all aqua water in your fridge, for instance.
Yeah.
So that is a summation based on a condition. So you've ignored every other thing in your fridge. You say based on, I just want to know how much I bought my bottled water that is in my fridge. All of it. How much? Or you say, I want to know how much I have spent on bottled water in my fridge. Or the current product in my fridge. How much have I spent on bottled water? Or you have your tomatoes, you say, how much have I spent on tomatoes? What is the worth of my tomatoes in my fridge? So basically that is it. Or if you have multiple criteria, you like, how much have I spent on tomatoes and bottled water that is in my fridge? You are segmenting a certain product in your fridge and saying you want to know the sum of it. But that's just the example. So for the summation, for the sum if, it works like this. You have your sum range, what do you want to sum? So the range of it, and you have your criteria range. Where do you want to get your criteria from? Then you now get your criteria. So for instance, your sum range, so let's say you have item, you have sum, or let's say total price. Total price. So this is our column names, for instance. So our sum range will be, in this case for the sum if, our sum range will be total price range, total price range. And you know what a range is, right? You are selecting a multiple cells, right? So our
Yes.
total price range, then the criteria range will be item range, then the criteria will now be the item itself, or just a specific item. So I don't know if you can see that.
Yes,
So
I can see it.
so let me give more space here so that we can actually see. So let's say this is our table with item and total price. So we have let's say tomatoes, we have lettuce, we have oranges, we have our bottle water. I said aqua. Um,
Yeah.
aqua means water. I don't know why that is like that.
Aqua veil water.
So we have, yikes. So let's just say it's about 2, 1, let's say 3. And let's say we have another aqua that is, maybe it became cheap. Does things actually come down in the UK? Like if it goes up, does it come down? You have like inflation.
Yes, sometimes with their own sales, yeah, discount. Sometimes they give discounted price. Yes, it
And is this
does.
country?
Like doing summer, doing winter now, they used to do massive sales on clothes. So it does. It does. Okay.
Sorry about that. My
All
network
right.
just went off. Yeah, you're saying
Oh,
something. You said during winter.
yes, during winter, they do lots of discounts. I'm doing summer
Hello.
too. They do disc. Oh, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I
Oh,
can. You said
oh,
during winter. You're trying to say something.
yes, yes. During winter, they do lots of give lots of discounts, like massive sales on clothes, and also summer too. Yeah, they do it here, and also food items. Like you can just go into the shopping mall and you see discount price. They do it very well.
So maybe things become cheaper. That
Yes,
seems tough.
yes, yes, yes. Sometimes.
My network is a mess today, and I don't know why that is.
Oh,
It's going up and coming down.
it's going on and going on.
Yeah, it's just going up, coming down. I really don't know why that is. It's around this price, and you want to do um a sum of all your water, for instance. So our price range will be from AD. Can you hear me?
Yes, but I cannot see your screen.
Please confirm if you can. Inform me like immediately so that I don't talk too long. And
But I cannot see your screen.
uh oh, sorry. Yeah, I stopped sharing.
Okay.
What up now? Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Today is a weird day. It's going to be a troublesome day. But can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Sorry?
I can hear you.
Oh, cool, cool. So please, at any point in time, you cannot hear me, so that
Okay.
I don't keep on, I don't keep on talking and you know
Okay.
end up,
Yeah.
yeah. So just it's this is weird. Then this is generally weird. So what I'm then going to do is to say my price range will be from AD 6 to AD 10. So I will just say um AD 6, and since I'm also doing a range to AD 10, sorry, AD 10, then I'll put a dollar sign, of course, and I'll now say comma. The criteria range will now be AC 6 to AC 10. Then my criteria for in this instance will be what? Will be aqua.
One.
I didn't get the complete name, but let me just assume that I
Okay.
I got it. So this will be a dollar sign here. This will be another dollar sign here, another dollar sign here. So why do we have dollar signs is because we are using absolute cell referencing specifically to select. We don't want the range to change,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
So um what else? So and we are done. But what is missing is the
The
function itself,
sub the
sum if.
function, yeah.
Now for yeah, so oh sorry, I think for the sum if it the criteria range would sorry, the criteria range is the first thing, sorry, if I remember correctly, then the criteria, then the sum range. Many apologies. So it's gonna be Control X, and I'll just paste it. So criteria range, criteria, then sum range. Now the sum is will be sum range if you have multiple criteria, right? So we have
Yes.
criteria range. So we have our criteria range. Then it will now be what? One, then criteria one, just like our count if. Then
Count if.
criteria range two, then criteria two, then so on and so forth. And um
Sorry, are you
now,
recording?
yeah, it's recording. It's on
Oh,
constant
okay, okay,
recording now, I think.
okay.
Anywho, so now this is just how it works. Now, how then do we apply this? Thank God there's an example for us. So we have our table. This is our Excel table.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a proper Excel table, but let's assume that this is our Excel table. And we have the first rows of data in a table is usually the title. And each of these rows represents a column, right? So even though it is not, it looks like normal text, but the assumption is that the first row of data is usually the title of each columns of our data. So for the region, store, product category, and so on and so forth. Now, if we want to make this more presentable physically, we'll just go to home and add.
Are you there?
Oh yes, I am. My mic just went off. I think the
All right.
battery is dead. Yeah. So um, today is a very interesting day. My electronics are
What's in me?
really um, sorry. What did you say?
I said, is it the network? The network is disturbing you.
No, the electronics. My electronics are just malfunctioning today.
All
Is
right.
that interesting? Um. So let me see. I hope this doesn't. I think I charged it, but okay, I kind of used it yesterday, so I would think that it is well charged. So, um, in order for us to differentiate our title or column headers, so these are called either. So the first rule, let me put it somewhere here as a rule of thumb. If you encounter a table like this, our first rule is usually our title or column header or title. Um, yep. So let me say in a table, it is the one that defines what exactly will be happening in our table or what our table represents. So I want to draw your attention to this one time. So let's say, for instance, I have a table for a title for name, I have a title for age, and I have a title for address. Or let's see,
Department.
hmm, say department. So, and I say this is marketing, this is 24, and this is
Mm. Name.
And for me, I would say this is, and this is IT. So what is wrong with this? I mean, what exactly is wrong with what I've just done?
Yeah, because you put the name and where department is supposed to be.
Oh, so that is the problem. So cool. Now it means that the name here is in the right place, is in the wrong place, and so is
Yeah.
the marketing, right?
Yes.
Is because why is that? Why do you think that is? Why were you able to easily identify that the name and the department is interchanged here? How are you able to identify? Rather, I wouldn't say why.
And
How are you able to identify?
because we all know what marketing, what department stands for, and what name is.
Yeah, so if I say marketing, marketing can be somebody's name now.
I don't know. I don't
And
know.
this that you see here can be somebody's department.
I carry Dockers.
Yeah.
I've not heard it before.
Okay, but I'm telling you that there's that possibility. So the point
Yeah,
is,
true.
because when you see name, you're expecting something. Is that
Yes.
not?
Yeah.
But marketing indeed is a name of something, but it's in the wrong place. And
Yes.
that's because it already looks like there is a column for it. Is there any rule that says that marketing cannot be in this particular column? Really, there's not. But
Oh,
because
there's
you're
no. Yeah.
expecting something, you're
Yeah.
expecting like, I know this thing should look like somebody's name. Do you
Yes.
understand? Or look like what you identify somebody to be. And this should look like where somebody works, or where you place somebody
Yes.
in a particular company. And that is why it is, no, this thing is wrong. So,
Yes.
and the reason is because you already put something down here and you say, oh, I'm expecting any entry that I expect, it should be in this kind of format. And so the reason why I'm bringing this to you is because it's the same thing for this particular table. Every table is expecting a particular kind of format. So for instance, when you talk about region, you're talking about north, south, east, west, maybe
Yeah.
southwest, southeast, and so on. You will not go and see store C as part of the region because there's an expectation. So um basically what I'm just trying to tell you is, for every title or for every column header is an expectation of what the result should look like. Is that not?
Yes.
I really am not going to repeat this again. I'll only refer to what I'm saying. Um, um, so this is just by the way, and I wanted to bring it to your attention. So for region, we're expecting this. For store, of course, this looks like it's supposed to be in store. For product category, of course, we're expecting this. For the product, we're expecting the name of the product itself. So we have appliances for product category, which is microwave is an appliance, smartphone is electronic, oven is an appliance, game console is electronic, and so on and so forth. For a month, we are expecting something like this. We are not expecting to see something with units sold. We are expecting numbers, revenue. Of course, they are numbers, but in money format, discount, these are all in percentages. And so let's say this is it. I am going to put the correct percentage here by highlighting everything and just going to percentage. Now, this might give us an error of this. So, and let me go back to general format. But that's why they put percentage here. So this is supposed to be 0 point something, right? Age is supposed to be, you're not supposed to see 55.1 years or something like that, right?
Yes.
Is either you are 55 or you are 56. You cannot be 55. Those 55 and a half that people used to see, or actually you only hear that in kids or teens or people
Yes.
who are just,
Like
because
what
they
am
always have something to prove, like I'm not a
I?
child.
Mhm.
I am
True.
20 and a half, or yeah. So was when you start hustling and nobody's paying your bills.
There
nobody a- nobody
will not
asks you
be
for
any.
your age.
There will not be any
Nobody
how.
asks you. You proudly tell them what um uh your age rather. So satisfaction rating. Anything that has to do with the rating is between 0 or 1 to something. So it's a range. There's no 5.5 rating unless if you are doing the average rating of for something, right? So
Yes.
um so now we are then going to answer some questions. Now they said for the sum if question, they say what is the revenue. I'm supposed to give you
Engagement.
this as an assignment too, and you're not saying anything. This was part of the assignment I was supposed to do. Yes, let me just do it. So what is the total revenue for the electronics category? Now, where is the electronics category? Products, right? What
Product
did they say we
category.
should do?
Yeah.
We want to know the total revenue, but
Total
by
revenue.
product category. Yeah, by product category that is electronics. That's what they are basically asking. So for me to come up with this, so they're asking of when anytime you see any total something, give me the total, non-num. So if you see something like total, sum, and so on, those are, they are talking about sum. Now they are saying
Some.
based on certain. So if they are now saying based on certain things, on something, they are now conditioning your sum to something. It means that they are talking about sum if. If they are conditioning it to multiple things, it means they are talking about sum ifs. So if they are setting a condition of your sum, it means that they are set. You are now talking about sum with a condition, basically.
Yeah.
So because they are talking about product category, which is just one, it means that where they are talking about sum if. So I'll just click on where I want to apply my formula or my function, go to the insert because I'm lazy. I'll
Mm-hmm.
just type sum, click on go. I'll look for my sum if. You can also use sum ifs for sum if, or mind you, but it's just
Oh,
a waste
okay.
of yeah, it's just a waste of formula, because if you are using sum ifs, you are expecting multiple conditions, so it just doesn't make sense. Now, you can see what the sum if is saying: a range, a criteria, and a sum range. So he said adds the specific uh, the cells specified by a given condition or criteria. So he said by a given condition. For the sum ifs, it is sum range, criteria. So
Mm.
adds the cell specified by a given set of conditions. You understand? So that is, the first is singular, the second is plural. So click on OK. My range, what I want to sum is my electronics in electronics category, which is our product category. So I'll just click on the first item or the first cell on that particular product category,
That category and
and do Control Shift down to just to select. And again, since it's range, I'll press F4 and I'll lock everything. The criteria is what? Electronics. So I'll just type that one. Electronics. Now my sum range is my revenue category, and I'll highlight everything. And you can see my sum already here, about
yes.
some few millions. So I have um, about 7,668,335. Now I'll just put the correct. Um, so this will just be, since you're talking about revenue, I'll just put the dollar sign and maybe reduce the zeros. So based on based on um, my electronics, it has generated a total revenue of 7,668,335 dollars.
35.
Now, how do I confirm this? I can then apply my filter to this table, go to home, go to filter. What I'll do, I will just filter out from the product category. I'll click on the drop down just to remove everything but check only the
Electronic.
electronics, and I'll just highlight everything of the revenue. Now that I've highlighted it, you can see down here under my sum, I can see 7,638,335 just to
Yes.
confirm. So that's how we, to confirm that I got the right thing. So they said the total units sold by North region. So they are talking about units sold. Sorry. So they're talking about units sold, which is this column, then by North region. So the region is this. I'll go back to my insert, go to my SUMIF. My
SUMIF.
range will be my North, my
North.
range. My criteria will be North. Then what I want to do is the sum range for units sold, and I can see I have 4,295 units. So now since it is in thousand, I'm just going to put the comma. I'll format it to comma, and this is unit sold. So unit sold is in ones, and it's supposed to be you know it's supposed to be anything that if they say unit is in multiple of one. A unit is literally one.
Okay.
Is that not?
Yeah.
Is that not? If they say a unit of something, they are talking about one or
One. Yes.
one
That's
of
right.
that thing. So they said what is the total discount given for appliance? So appliance is in my product category. What total discount was given for appliance? I'll just come here. I'll say equal to sum if my range will be my product category. That's where appliance is found. My criteria will be what? Appliance.
Lions.
Is it appliance or appliances? Okay, appliances.
Yes.
Then my sum range will now be my discounts, um, my discount column. And I'll just click on OK, and I have 520.
20.
So total discount 520%. They said what total revenue was what is total
Generated in
revenue
February.
generated in February? So they are talking about the month column, right?
Yes.
So uh, I'll just apply my formula here. Go to sum if.
If.
So my range will be months, and I will said February will be FEB, right? Feb.
EB. Yes, FEB. Now you
Then
will.
some range will be revenue, which is this. So it will be revenue column, and I'll click on OK. Now I'll just click here, click on Format Painter, and just apply it here. And so in February alone, we have 340,916
40,916.
dollars. Yeah. So in order for me to confirm that, I will just apply the filter. I will just go to my month. I'll uncheck everything except for Feb. And so excuse me.
Right.
I'll highlight this. And you can see that I have 2,340,916. And I would which is what we have here. Just to confirm what we did was correct. For the multiple criteria, they are now saying total units sold for electronics.
In the
Electronics is
South
in what?
region,
In the South region. So electronics in
the
South region.
product category.
Yeah. So I'll then go to my inserts, type my
Yes.
sum, click on go to SUMIFs because I have multiple criteria now. Now the
Mm.
first thing on the agenda is the sum range. So what are we summing? We are summing total units sold, which is the unit sold.
Mm-hmm.
The first criteria is we can say electronics, which is in appliances.
Yes.
Electronics range. Then we said uh, electronics, right?
Yes.
Electronics. Then the second is
South
um,
region.
region.
Region,
That
yeah.
is what? Enough. So it's
Oh,
from year henceforth is basically the same thing, like the count if, right? So I'll just apply this because it's in thousands. I'll just apply this, and they are good.
sure.
Um,
But
total,
sorry, but
yeah.
is written in the question is written south. Is it fine? There is not.
Oh, sorry, you said south. Oh, sorry. Thanks
Yes.
for that. So it said south. Sorry.
Yeah.
Interesting. So we have 1,000. Thanks for that.
Yes.
Um, for the total revenue generated from products that received more than 10%
And
discount.
10%
So
discount.
products that receive more than 10% discounts. So products receive 10% discounts. Uh, Total revenue. Okay, cool. That will be. Oh, this is a sum. It looks like a sum if question, not some ifs.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know why it is here. Anywho, let's um yeah, it is a sum if question.
so my
I don't know why it
question.
is here.
Okay.
So we said total revenue. Our range for this will be I think they're supposed to be from something
Products.
product. I don't know. Anyways,
Yeah.
but it's fine. Maybe I
Okay,
don't know.
arrange with
But
products, I think.
no, there is something product. Maybe like
Okay,
laptop product
okay,
or
okay, yeah, true.
something like
True.
that. So but since they are not mentioning it, let's just do what we know. So
Yes.
our range here will be our discount range,
Okay.
and our discount range will be this, and we said more than 10%, which is more than 10%, which will be greater than 10, right? Then our sum
Yes.
range will be our revenue, and I'll just do this and click on OK. So um, let me just format it well. So we have for products that have received more than 10% discount, we have a total revenue of 14 million. Now I'll just confirm that by going to my filter. I'll go to my discount, right? I'll click on it. I'll go to the numbers filter because I don't want to have to be on checking everything here
Yeah.
because it's really too stressful.
Mm-hmm.
Cancel. I'll just go to my numbers filter, click on it and say greater than, then what am I looking for? Greater than 10. I'll click on OK. So it's going to give me numbers that are greater than 10 if you even look at it here. All the numbers here are
Yes.
greater than 10. Now I'll go to my revenue, highlight the first to the last, and you can see I have about 14,717,043
Yes.
dollars. This is just a way to confirm that our calculation was correct. What else? They say total units sold in the West region for product priced over $100,000. So they said units sold, which is our sum range, right?
Yes.
For no, sorry. yeah, total units. So that's our sum range. For West region, this is our region column that have revenue over 100,000. So we'll go to our
Function.
insert function, go to sum ifs because we have multiple criteria. Our sum range is units sold, right?
Yes.
What is it? Total units sold. I'll just highlight everything, put absolute cell referencing. My first criteria will be I don't know, you can start from
West
anywhere.
region.
So my region, and our region is West, right?
Yes.
Then revenue would be our second criteria. We'll highlight everything. We said the criteria, that's criteria. Now the criteria will be what? Greater than
Bigger than
$100,000.
$100,000.
Yeah, so we click on OK, and we see that we have about 3,751 units sold. I will just click on the format painter here and just apply it here. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Now they say total revenue from furnitures in the East region. So furnitures is located in our product name column.
Yes.
So in the East region. So I'll just go to my insert function. Sum ifs, sum range will be revenue because that's what they're asking for.
Yes.
So they want to know the revenue that was generated from um, furnitures. Oh, I think furnitures is in our product category, not our product name.
Yeah,
Because I
product
can see, look at
category.
furniture.
Furniture,
Yes,
yes.
furniture is there. So the criteria will be what? Furniture.
Furniture.
Is it furniture or furniture? Okay. Then
Furniture.
our East region is located in our region column. So I'll just see East
Yes.
and I'll click on OK. And I have some values. I'll just click on this, go to format painter to copy the formatting. I'll click here and I'm done. So they said total discount given on electronics product with a satisfaction rating above 8. So satisfaction rating for um electronics products, right?
Yes.
And they want to know total discount. So these are our sum range. So I'll just come here, go to sum ifs. Our sum range will be our discounts. Our criteria for our criteria range. Now we can do it in any order. I can choose this first, and I'll say uh, above 8, greater than 8.
Better than
The
8.
second, the second criteria range will be in our product category for what? Electronics, right? And now that's
Yeah.
electronics, and I'm done. So I have a total discount of 123%. Total revenue for air conditions sold in any region
Region.
where
Where customer
customer age
age
is
is
greater
greater
than
than
40.
40.
So customer age is greater than 40 is this for air condition, which is in our product name category, and they want to know the total revenue. These are sum range. So basically, if you want to know your sum range, look at what they're asking you the total of. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So our sum range will be revenue.
Total revenue.
Our first criteria will be, let's just say, air condition, which is in the product name category. I'm assuming that. Then our
Yes, air
criteria will
conditioner.
be air
Air
conditioners. Air
conditioner.
conditioner. I hope I spelled it correctly. Our second criteria is customer
Region.
age.
Hmm?
No, they said, look at the question.
What's the question?
What is the total revenue for air conditions
Conditioner
sold in
sold
any
in
region?
any region.
where customer age is
Age is
greater than 40.
Okay.
So this is our second criteria.
Mm.
That's our second criteria range, and our criteria will be what? Greater than 40.
Greater than 40.
And oh, it said 0. That's interesting. I wonder why.
Because
So
I think we do
let's
not have the
confirm.
region.
No, they said any region. Any
Okay, any
region is.
region.
Yeah. So let's look for air condition. Oh, so it is the reason why it's returning 0. It's air conditioner, not air
Oh,
conditioners. So
oh,
it's fine. It's fine that it returns 0, right? But I'm just curious. So it's air conditioner.
air conditioner. Okay. Oh, nice.
Oh, and it still returns 0.
This is 0.
Why? Yeah. So let's just do product name and air conditioner. So we only have one. We have revenue of this, but we said over 40, right? Above 40.
Yes, above
This is
40.
just so it should return 0. So the answer is correct because
Oh, nice.
yeah. So they said is greater than. They didn't say 40 and above,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Yes, yes,
it's fine that it returns 0. Does that make sense?
yes.
Let's do another example. Oh, this is some SUMIF stuff. Cool. And where is the data? Oh, the data is up here. That's interesting. I think I'll just take this here. Let me sorry, just hold on.
Okay.
Control X. Sorry, hold on. I'll just copy that and paste here because I want to see everything. Go to view, grid lines. Cool. Now, these are our table. We can do some formatting of our table this time. Add then make these maybe bold so that it looks, you know. So they said total revenue generated by USA. Revenue country USA. I'm just going to do one of it. You do the other as exercise.
We've
So
not spoken
our
about
range.
the assignment yesterday.
Sorry.
As in, you've not
No,
spoken
there
about
was
my
not. There
assignment.
was nothing to. There was nothing to correct. It looks okay.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So our criteria is what USA. So I can type
Yes.
USA. Now look at something. I'm typing USA in small letter, but country here USA is in capital letter, right? So it
Yes.
just shows you that whatever it is you type in your function, it is not case sensitive.
Mhm.
Just drawing your attention. Our revenue is what the whole of this revenue. Our sum range is the whole of this revenue, and I'll click on OK. This is in dollars. I'm just going to go to general and just click on currency. I would rather just remove this. I like to use currency instead of accounting, and that's because
Okay.
I like to use
Yes.
currency instead of accounting. I can tell you what the reason is, but let me show you what the reason is.
Okay.
So let me put the value here, and I'll drag my number. If I go to accounting, I click on this and go to accounting. You can see that the dollar is far away from my number. I really don't like this. So as much as I drag, you can see that the dollar sign is here and my number is here. I really don't like it. So that's why
Okay.
I don't use accounting. If it's currency, especially if you're talking about currency. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes.
So I'll just put it here. So I'm going to leave this for you. It will not be assignment any longer. It is going to be exercise.
Mm.
So let me just change the exercise. Send to you. So it's no more assignments, right? So
What?
I'll just I'll save it and we are good. So I'm not going to go too far. I say I'm not going to go too far. I'll just keep
Okay.
I think we should stop here for today. Yeah. So
Okay.
what I'm just going to do is I'll try and be giving you I'll try and give you enough assignments to last you the whole week. Please try to do it, sit down, do it,
Okay.
send it to me if you're having any confusion, send me a message, I'll respond to you. Make sense?
Okay. Yes. Yes. Makes sense.
The reason why I want to stop here is because let's see. So this is what we've done so far. So
Mm. I can't hear you. It's breaking. It's breaking so bad. Oh, it's breaking so bad.
yeah, my network is messing up. My router, for some weird reason, is messing up. Hold on.
All right.
Let me try and use my mobile. What up now? Is it clear?
Yes, fine now. Yes, clear.
Oh, my router is messing up. I really don't know what we have done to network operators this hot afternoon. You think that this afternoon, as hot as it is, there should be good network.
Mm.
I have a router um, dedicated for. I actually had to buy it. Dedicated. I
Mm.
have two different devices dedicated for this, but I sometimes have to go to my
Mobile.
um mobile. I have
Oh,
about I have about 2 terabytes worth of data specifically for,
wow.
yeah, specifically just for having meetings and online stuff. But
Network.
they want me
Still
to
be
start
bad.
using home device,
Home.
these routers and stuff. The one they will do fiber to home, and I don't want to
Mhm.
use it because it doesn't really make sense.
Mhm. Yeah.
Concatenating. It does make sense in the first world countries according to how they say, again, they said first world countries, which is um the obodo Igbo, as they call it. Uh, so it does
Doable.
make sense because internet is cheap there. Internet is not so cheap here. It is cheap, but not so cheap.
Why internet is not cheap here because just because we have unlimited, it doesn't finish until the end of the month.
So how much do
Unlike
you
when
guys pay for internet monthly?
like my phone, I pay £30 for my phone.
Monthly?
Yes.
Ah,
£30. And
so
we have a router at home.
how much do you
That's
guys
us.
pay for that?
That router is probably like I think £50. Yeah, £50.
Are you guys kidding me? Why would you
Yeah,
pay
but
£50 for internet?
it's
How
just
many
because
times
of
do you stay
and
at
again,
home?
I wish when we got this our SIM, we told them that I don't want to be doing internet on my mobile. I only want to use the router, and they said no because we just came in. It's not like that, not like that. So I think this
Eh,
particular network provider, they're just criminals, I think.
see, white man scamming.
Oh my God,
um,
they're just criminals. Things are not
yeah, no, no.
too the bills. This
Internet
is
used to be cheap in Europe. I don't know what happened
oh
anyways, but
Europe.
internet used to
Oh,
be cheap. Yeah, like I mean the European countries, internet used to be very cheap. But I really don't know what happened. Oh,
oh.
interesting stuff. Anywho, um,
Oh,
um,
oh, okay. So this month they charged me 22 pounds for my internet. 22 pounds. Because when I get home, I used to put off my data on my phone and I use the router.
oh, so I think they are
Yes.
also doing like a pay as you go kind of thing.
Yeah. This one, my own is pay as you go. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Wow, that's really not nice. I think that if you can change your network
Yeah, I think
provider.
so. Because my husband own is not like that. My husband own is not is he has a fixed amount that he pays every month. So you just have
Yeah,
to
so
change the network provider.
yeah. Anywho, so we did text join, text concatenate. We also used formulas to do joining. So we said and so this type stuff. So I don't know what the name for that is. So we have done for in terms of um um other functions. So we've done average, we've done
Yes.
sum, we've done count,
Count
we've done
if,
count
count
a,
if,
we did count
count
blank,
if. Yes, count blank.
we count if, we did count
Count
if,
ifs.
we did sum if, we
Some
did
if,
sum
some if.
ifs. So this is just what we've done. I'm talking about functions now that we've done.
Yes.
The next function we are going to be doing, so there's average if, average ifs. So you should know how to do that because like I said it's pretty easy. So let's just go to average and see. So the average is it returns average of its argument evaluating text and false in argument as 0. So uh you can do average A. So if you have text, it will count it as 0. That's what it means. We have
Mm.
average if you have a range criteria, average range. For average ifs, you have your average range. You have your average range criteria. So it works like the sum if and the sum ifs and the count ifs. So just try it on. I think that will be part
Mm.
of what you do. Although the reason why I will not teach that because I don't. I'm talking about use case, and we're actually going to hopefully by the time we are done with this, I will bring a proper project before we move on to Power Query because the next thing will be Power Query here.
Mm.
And oh, why did I click that now? Oh, okay, cool. So the next thing we are going to be doing is Power Query after when we are done with the functions. So the
Mm.
um, we will be looking at the next. This is one of the most. It gives a lot of headache.
Mm.
VLOOKUPs, index, match. We'll do index match. I like to teach this because um, I don't know. I grew up knowing index match before XLOOKUP. So XLOOKUP is a newer version. So before when we use index match, or which I'll explain to you when we get there, uh, they didn't have XLOOKUP. Now XLOOKUP has come to replace index match. I said we are going to be doing filter.
Yes.
Okay, so let me do filter and maybe search. I don't know. So the filter works like this filter here, right? So let's say I want to do a filter of this table, and I'm going to return a table, right? So because so
Yes.
let's say our filter we total revenue for US, right? I'm going to apply
Yes.
my filter here. I'll go to country, I'll say US. This is like the manual method. And I'll just see my revenue here. I'll just highlight everything here and I can see it's
Mm-hmm.
15,300, 15,300,000 dollars. Now I'll remove my filter. I have it here. So basically what I just did was like a manual method just to confirm this. Now for this filter, it has a function that we can actually use to do the same thing. It will return for us back a table, right? And
Yes.
but it will return a filtered table. So let me explain. So let's say I want to apply my filter. I'll just put it here. Yeah, I'll go to insert. I'll just type filter. I don't know. Will I see filter here? Oh, I'll see filter here. So filter a range or array. So an array is what we want to return. This is what I want to filter. Um, this is my array. I think I've never used it before, have I? So what do I want to include? I want to include um mhm. Sorry, please. I'm trying to get my thoughts.
Okay.
I want to include this array
Yes.
equal to USA, I think, if I remember correctly. That is what I want to include. Then what happens if I see empty rows or empty values? Just put empty. I'll click on OK. So you can see that I've returned. Oh, so I don't think I spelled USA correctly. Also, what I'm supposed to do is, let's see, USA. Oh, why did I select up to here? That's weird. Okay, so I think I should see. I think it's case sensitive. I'm not sure. Wow, it's only telling me. Why is this? Uh, let me see. Am I getting this correct? Yikes. Hold on. Let me set my thoughts correctly. Mm, um. Sorry, just give me a moment. Why am I
All right.
getting this wrong? I'm not supposed to get this wrong because I've used it some couple of times. But I don't use it that much because I don't know. It doesn't really make sense for me to use it that much. Um, yeah, you think that it should work. I don't know why it is not working. Mm, I think I'm missing out on something. I cannot tell
Mhm.
to teach it for for the purpose of teaching. But it's not a function I would use a lot of times because it has no um let's say it doesn't have, so we just use it to return values for something. So basically, like I said, how the filter works. But this is supposed to work. Why is it returning this? This is weird. It's, did I add anything here? Why is it okay? Okay. I cannot tell why it's returning and then this is weird. Oh,
Mhm.
so this is weird. We returned something before, it's not returning it again. It is just weird. Oh, I see why. Many apologies.
Okay.
Control
Okay.
one. Do you know why?
No.
So you see, I started from A1 and now I'm starting from A2.
Oh,
Doesn't really make sense, right? Yeah.
yes.
So sorry,
All right.
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Sorry. So the reason why that didn't work was I selected um A2, and
Mm,
so look at what A2 does, and look at this particular. I selected from A1 to J25, but now I'm not using the same range that I started with here. So
mm,
assuming that so it is going to return something I might not understand. Now let's assume I started from A2, for instance. So A2, so you can see it's on the same range, like
yes.
vertically is on the same range or it's on the same level. So I also want you to know that. So if I do that, you can see I've gotten the same. So this is just basically the same thing if I do this. If I apply my filter and just say USA. So you can see it's returning the same thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So it's returning basically the same thing. So it's a so this is like the formula part of. So this is more UI, that is user interface. Then this is like the formula aspect of this. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I really a lot of times I don't use it in this context. I use it for creating searches. Let me tell you what I mean. I think I can also do equal to. So let me tell you what I mean. Equal to. I'll do a search, find text. Let's see, within text. So I'll say find USA. Oh, sorry. Let me not do the search here. I actually apply both of them together just to do something cool. So I'll say find search within. So I'll say find. Let's say USA within, and I'll just see this range. And hold on, then no, I don't know. So you can see it will return where it thinks it found USA 111. So usually, so excuse me,
Mm,
I would combine both of them together, right? So I can then say where's my search? Um, mm, my filter. I'll just copy it and I would use my, I think, yeah. So for this, I'll just say here, for instance, and I'm good. Now it's returning, oh, B40. Let me just color it so that I so it's returning 1 1, but if I say USA, it's going to return something like this. Now I can then add my filter to this and say I want it to return a list of something. And I think for my filter, I'll add basically I'm just going to add my search here for this filter. So where this, I'll just copy it out. I'll just say Control X and I'll now type my search function and I'll say find this comma within basically this, and I'm going to then I'll end it and okay, so what am I supposed to return? Let me see what this is. What should I start with exactly? Let me do function and see my search. So it said return the number of characters is let's see. Oh, these white cards. No, I don't want to use white cards. I think sorry, just remind me. Okay, so it said within this counting from left teach you understand if omitted use one, or otherwise should I say zero? Can I use zero? Or I'll just say one. Oh, let me see. Let me use one and see. Yes. Why is it returning B40? Ah, let me see. This is supposed to work, but I forgot it. Is it this? Sorry, please. Oh, I think I'm mixing up the function. Sorry, don't mind me.
It's fine.
Hold on. I'm mixing up the function together. So yeah, I think what I'm doing is correct. It's just weird then. It will just return. Okay, sorry.
Value.
Yeah, let me see. Okay. So CB40. I want to refine it. Yeah, so hold on. I have forgotten how I used it. Hold on, let me see something.
Okay.
I used it for a particular. Again, it's not something I use all the time, so I'm bound to forget. Yeah,
Yes,
I did
yes.
something for someone. Let me see. Okay, yeah. So let me just check how I used it. No, then update. So let's see. Oh, so I use filter. Oh, so I'm supposed to say equal true. Nice. Oh, that's nice. Sorry, please. Oh, I think I saw how I used it, but I wanted to come up with yeah. Again, I'll just copy this out. This is outside our conversation for today, but I'm just seeing I've forgotten how I used it really. Control V. Yeah, this should work. And I think I'm supposed to say no. Oh, this is weird, man. Control Y. Search. This. I oh okay. I want to remove. I don't want to add this is number, and it wants me to do that. But okay, let me just add it. Control X is number. equal true. Yeah, it is going to come out. So what this just do is if I enter something like China, for instance, here,
Yeah.
it's going to return values for China for me. If I
Mm.
enter Ethiopia, Ethiopia is going to return values for Ethiopia for me. But
Yeah.
if I enter something like UK, it's just going to enter. So you can see it keeps changing based on what I type here. And if I enter, let's say Germany, it will enter Germany. I think if I say soccer, what is going to happen? So nothing. Yeah. I'm
Okay.
supposed to also correct that. So I'll say Canada. So Canada, it's going to return values for Canada. Um, if I say, for instance, GER is to see return Germany. If I say SA, it will remove. So it's doing the search based on any number of characters. Anyways, um, the reason why that is possible is because of this filter function. Although I added some other search and its number just to get this out. We use it to do dynamic stuff, and it's a very long application of what it is used for. So, but um, it does get the job done, I think. Yeah. So we'll take a look at the filter function because it's a cool function to look at. Um, Hopefully, in our next session we'll be talking about VLOOKUP. The reason why I do not want to
Mm.
introduce it now is because it's a lot of headache to
Mm.
introduce. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll just try as much as possible to take a look at those. I'm going to stop recording now. Try as
Okay.
much as possible to take a look at those